What's going on, guys? Mike here, and today is episode 2 of the Wealthsimple portfolio review. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and like this video, and let's get started. So today we're looking at from last week's updates. We did get some small dividends. You can see here from PLZ, which is the Plaza REIT investment I have, and I actually do have a video dedicated to this REIT. You can see in the link here. The next one here is SRU, which is Smart Centers. Very small dividends. I only have 5% each into each of these REITs, which work out to be $1.49 and $1.07. Now, I know it's small, but it still counts. So kind of just wanting to go over the portfolio. This is my RSP holdings again in my TFSA. Just to kind of start some things off here with my RSP. I am kind of, for those of you, I guess, that don't know yet, I do keep roughly $4,600 in a high interest savings account through ETF PSA. And I'm starting to wonder if I should be selling this off to start maybe potentially buying some of these dips that we're seeing. I'm typically the type of investor that I do like to hold a cash position, primarily to buy dips. And you'll notice in the last week, we obviously went down quite a bit, anywhere between 4 and 5%. So yeah, I haven't made my mind up yet. It is collecting just under 5%. I think, what was it again here? Actually, the yield shows really low here, but this isn't accurate because it goes based off, I think, the last 12 months. It's actually paying 4.84 currently on the cash I have sitting in there. So there might be some potentials this week. I might sell maybe $1,000 and start distributing into each of these holdings. I haven't made my mind up yet. When it comes to the TFSA, we haven't had this yet on the channel, but every Friday, which is this Friday upcoming, will be my bi-weekly contribution. And I'll actually go over on how I decide on how to distribute through an Excel sheet that I have. So before we do that, though, last week Power Corp really had a bad week. We ended up going down roughly 4%. Now this actually is a little bit better because I think they're actually rebounding a little bit today. But last week ending on market close, they were over, I think, a negative 4% for the week. As you can see here, it's going to come back up. So yeah, just because it's going down, though, it is fine. They did kind of have, I think, a less than $200 million compared to last year for net earnings in the last quarter. But they did raise their dividend by 6%, which is, in my mind, a good sign. So yes, they went down. It is what it is. But we're still receiving a good, healthy dividend. Kind of going back here, TD Canada Trust is another one that kind of had a really bad week. Looking right now, their going rate is 77.87, which I think that might be their 52-week low. Well, right now it's 77.27 is their 52-week low. I do want to start capitalizing on how cheap this is. I personally am a big believer in Canadian banks. Their regulations are so different compared to the US that I don't necessarily have any hesitations that they're going to be fine. So I will be hopefully making some more contributions to TD Canada Trust. So I do kind of want to go over how I kind of go over my portfolio. So this is an Excel sheet that I actually found online, and please leave a comment below if you guys feel you want more of a thorough review of this Excel sheet and whether or not you want to know where I got it from. I do find this is really handy. I personally did not make it. Someone else did, and I'd have to go back and find where I found it from, but if you guys are interested in it, please let me know through the comments and I will have a peek. The cool things, I guess, about this portfolio is that you can kind of have a high-level dashboard, and you can sort it between your TFSA or your RSP, depending on what you want to do, or you want to get it through everything. So basically, one of the things I wanted to show in this particular one today is just how you can actually rebalance your portfolio, and it just does all the hard work for you. So, for example, you'll see here on this rebalancing tab, we will have my TFSA selected, and it will say up here TFSA only. And I actually have what my allocation targets are. So on real estate within my TFSA, I'm allocating 10% of my money. Into tech, I'm doing 5%, energy I'm doing 5, financials I'm doing 5, asset management I'm doing 5, and global ETF, which is XEQT, at 70%. So what my bi-weekly contributions are is $185 into this TFSA. And what it'll do is it will, doesn't look like it's doing it proper right now. So just let me reopen this real quick. I'll probably just do a cut screen. All right, so now we're back. So I just had to reload the Excel sheet here. I'm not sure what happened. Sometimes it loses connection to Google Finance and whatnot. So it's just still loading. Okay, so it just repopulated here. So like I said, I have my target allocations preset. I have it set as that I'm contributing $185, and it automatically does the math for me to figure out, for me to achieve my targets, I need to put $111 in XEQT, 21 into POW, and so on and so forth. So I find this extremely helpful. Sometimes I don't follow it to the exact T. Like for example, I might actually skip out on one of these other ones to actually put more money into TD Canada Trust, just because of how much they had a dip and that they're at their all-time lows at the moment, or not all-time, the 52-week lows. So that's kind of how I do that. Like I said, if you guys are interested in this Excel sheet, definitely let me know, because I find it very useful. And again, it can even track like your dividends and that stuff. So if I just switch it back to my all, so it does my dividends for both TFSA and RSPs. There's a tab here for dividends, and you can kind of see it's still loading, so I don't think it's fully populated yet. Just give it a sec. And I'll just keep scrolling here while we're waiting for it to load. But you can see like on a monthly basis what you're making in dividends, as well as if you go right down to the bottom of this page, you can actually see like what your annual dividends is. Now, the Excel sheet itself doesn't automatically pull on most ticker symbols on what the dividends is, so you actually have to manually input it. So like I just updated POW just because they just, like I said, updated their dividends to, let's just make sure I have it right, $52.50. So yeah, $2.10. So I just manually put that in here, which tells me what my on cost and my market value are in regards to the dividends. So I find it quite helpful. I also like knowing how much I make in a year off of dividends. I don't spend any of it personally. I just reinvest everything, but I really quite like that. I just like being able to collect that monthly dividends, and it allows me just to adjust my allocations based on the Excel sheet that I follow here. So that's kind of a little bit of an update. Like I said, this Friday is the very first Friday that I'll be making my contributions while having this YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.